This morning we're going to make Harvard Public Health's version of a reduced fat blueberry muffin. Typically reduced fat products, although they may be reduced in fat, are oftentimes higher in carbohydrates, sodium, and sugar, which is not what we're always going for. So Harvard created this new recipe with some nutrition experts and chefs, and that's what we're going to try out this morning. So we're going to start out and we're going to take 1 cup of whole wheat pastry flour. And whole wheat pastry flour, the reason we use that is because it's a little bit lighter than regular whole wheat flour, which will keep our muffins nice and fluffy. Then we're going to take 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour. And then 1/4 of a cup of almond flour. And we actually took just some raw almonds and ground them in our food processor. But you can also find almond flour in the grocery stores, kind of specialty stores if you need it. Then we're going to take 1 teaspoon of our baking powder and 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. We're just mixing in all our dry ingredients first in this bowl. And we're going to do our liquid ingredients. So we're going to start with 2 eggs. We're going to go ahead and whisk those up first. Just break up the yolks. That's good. And then we're going to pour in our 1 1/4 cup of buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk, what works really well is to use milk, and then you add either white vinegar or lemon juice, whichever one you happen to have on hand. But it's a quick and easy substitute. Then we're going to add 1/2 cup of brown sugar. 1 tablespoon of orange juice, and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, just a little bit, and then 6 tablespoons of canola oil, and that's 1/4 of a cup is actually 4 tablespoons, so we'll put 1/4 of a cup, and then we're going to add 2 more tablespoons just to make it 6. It's a good kitchen measurement to know. There we go. So we replace the butter in this recipe with oil. We're going to give that a mix. Get everything combined and get the sugar dissolved in there. And it's okay if it's a little bit lumpy. It's going to go in the flour. So once that's all combined, we're going to bring back our flour mixture. And we're going to pour the liquid right in there. And with muffins, to make sure we get all that, with muffins it's important not to over mix. So when you over mix, you get these dense muffins as a result. So we just want to mix until the flour is combined. And again, it's okay if it's got some lumps. That's perfectly fine. And we've preheated our oven to 400 degrees. But the reduced fat recipe ends up being about 130 calories, which is significantly down from the 450 that a regular muffin or even a reduced fat muffin would be, remember, because the calories aren't what changes, it's just the fat content. So in order to compensate for that, we often increase the carbohydrates and sugar. All right. So we're going to take our muffin tins and we're going to stick them in the oven, and we're going to set the timer for about 12 to 15 minutes. So we're going to set them in our oven about on the top rack here. Top third of the oven is where you want it to be. And we'll set it for 12 minutes. Look at those. So it doesn't look like they rise so much as maybe a typical muffin would. They still look good. I leave them in here for about 5 minutes and then I'll dish them up. All right. And there's our muffin. Serve it with a glass of milk. And you could do your own taste test comparison of this muffin versus a bought reduced fat muffin. See which one is better. We made a lot of muffins today and we can't eat them all. So what you can do is take a freezer safe bag, And you can just stick them in the bag once they're all cooled off. And these make a great snack or breakfast on the go for later. And all you have to do is just take one out, thaw it, and then you can peel the wrapper off and you're good to go.